Welcome aboard, everybody. Welcome to today's flight from Los Angeles International Airport to Santa Barbara Municipal Airport on American Airlines Airbus 320 Neo. It's going to be a nice short flight up the coast to Santa Barbara. I just started flying Flight Simulator 2020 for a short time. I'm super excited. They've done an absolutely beautiful job. The graphics is just awesome. I feel like I'm at the airport. I feel like I'm in the cockpit. I feel like I'm flying this plane. So they've done a great job. If you're new to Microsoft Flight Simulator and you want to learn how to quickly jump in the cockpit and fly using the basic navigation, then I'm your pilot. I'll be flying a lot of short haul flights from Los Angeles to San Diego to Las Vegas, eventually making my way down to Mexico as well. I know there's some amazing streamers out there that do 2-3 hour flights. I'm not there yet, so if you're looking for short basic flights, please join me, subscribe to the channel. I'm super excited to begin this journey as well. I will be flying, I'll be streaming a lot of my flights live, so I hope you can join me. I want to be able to chat with you guys, talk about aviation, talk about the airline. I'll have my Discord site up and running soon, so I'll post everything that I'm learning, an opportunity for you guys to post anything you guys want. We can learn from each other. For those that are wondering, I'm not a real pilot. I'm just a huge aviation enthusiast. Been flying the flight simulators for a long time, so I hope you can learn something from me, and I hope I can learn something from you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and jump in the cockpit here. Let's get some power going here. Let's turn some batteries on. Let's go ahead and get the basics going. Let's turn on our APU. Get our pumps going so we can get our engine started. Now the APU just sounds absolutely beautiful. I mean, just listen to this. How cool is that, isn't it? Let's sit back here and enjoy the sound for a minute. Just awesome. All right, let's go ahead and get this going. Turned off there on us. Okay, so we have our all the instrumentation on. Let's go ahead and get some lights going here. This will indicate the ground crew that we'll be departing and turning on engines here shortly. So we have our lights on. Okay. Now I'm going to be using the automated or the control tower AI system, which is really great. It really, I love it. I mean, it helps you along the flight. Again, any frequency changes are automatically done for you. You don't have to make any changes yourself. You just focus on flying the plane. It's like our virtual co-pilot. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our clearance now.
Los Angeles clearance delivery AAL112 ready to copy IFR clearance to Santa Barbara.
AAL112 is cleared to Santa Barbara Airport as filed.
Flying to 6,000 feet.
And maintain 6,000 feet. Departure frequency is 132.85 squawk 5757.
AAL112 cleared to Santa Barbara Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 25 right climb and maintain 6,000 feet. Departure on 132.85 squawk 5757.
AAL1123, read that correct. Contact ground on ONE 21.75.
Okay, so we're cleared. Our initial altitude will be 6,000 feet, so I went ahead and set that. And what I did is I set it to 6,000 feet, and I went ahead and clicked on, once I set the altitude, you click to the bottom, arrow down, engage selected auto mode, so that's set. We'll be taking off runway 25 right, so I set the heading at 250. That way when we take off, we'll directly over the runway, keep runway heading. And then I set the speed at 250 knots. Since we'll be flying below 10,000 feet, we need to maintain a flight no greater than 250 knots. So we'll go ahead and set. Got the basic set. Now, like I mentioned before, what's really cool is that all the waypoints are already set into the FMS here. I'll show you a little bit. I'll go a little bit more in detail a little bit here. But here we are, takeoff, our flap setting. Our V1 will be at 119, V2 125. Here is our waypoints already set, and I'll show you how to automatically set so the plane basically fly itself to the waypoints. The altitude, we are using the control tower, so they'll provide direction for us as far as the altitude, which is fine. And then over here, if you click over, our approach will be landing runway 07, so that means our ILS will be all set up. Our landing speed will be about 150 to 145. Will be our landing speed. So that's all set for us. Okay, so we're good. Now we're going to go ahead and turn on the flight director on. So our flight director is now active. And we are ready to begin taxiing now. So as far as engine start, normally you click over to engine start, and then you click engine 2. You let the engine spool up. Once it gets about 50%, you can start engine 1. Now, with any new game, Microsoft Flight Simulator, there are a few bugs, as expected. It just came out. And what's been happening a lot lately is once your engines have started, you usually turn off your APU. But what's been happening, what a lot of us have been experiencing, is that engine 1 automatically is turned off when that happens. I don't know why. It's a bug. They're going to work on it. It's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just start the engines by pressing Control E for today. Just so I want to make sure both engines are started. I will keep the APU on. Normally you want to turn off for a flight, but because of the bug, we're just going to go ahead and keep it on. So that's okay. Alrighty, so we are set here. Let's go ahead and contact ground services. Request pushback. We're going to go ahead and
ground AAL 112 tree requesting pushback.
Release brake.
112 tree pushback request accepted.
And so we're all set. How cool is this, huh? I'm telling you, they did a great job on this. The quality, it's just superb. I'm really enjoying this. Really enjoy flying this new flight sim, Microsoft 2020. Now we're going to start getting pushback here, and you have the option of request pushback to steer to the left or to the right. What does that mean? Well, I want the plane to be facing towards the runway, so I'm going to want the tail to go to the left, so we can kind of making that 180. I'll do right now. And so
Los Angeles ground AAL
left means you want the tail to go to the left. If you click on right, the tail is going to go to the right. Pretty straightforward. It's always a little confusing because you don't know if it's left, you know, if you're facing the plane or the nose of the plane. But that's the best way that I figured out the direction that I want the tail to go to. So I'm going to go ahead and back her up here. They're doing a great job as we prepare for our flight. I'm going to go ahead and request for the pushback to stop.
Los Angeles Ground AAL112 requesting the end of pushback.
AAL112 request to end pushback received.
Okay, we're great. Now, I like to turn the brakes on as we start the engines.
Los Angeles Ground AAL112 requesting pushback.
Oh,
AAL112 pushback request accepted.
we're going to go ahead and cancel that. It gets a little finicky sometimes.
Los Angeles Ground AAL112 requesting the end of pushback.
AAL112 request to end pushback received.
There goes the pushback vehicle. Going to go ahead and set flaps. There's the control surfaces. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn the engines on. Alrighty, we got the engine starting. I love this view here. You have the wing view, the heat from the engine. The windows are a little dirty. I love the detail. Love the detail they've done with this. Okay, so as the engines boil up here, let's take a look at the cabin here, or cockpit, instrumentation. That's the hydraulics. Make sure we have everything set here. Alrighty, here we go. We have engine 2 starting. Or engine 1. Okay, it's looking good. Alrighty. Alrighty, so we got our taxi clearance. Brakes will turn off when our second engine starts up. Turn on our taxi lights. We have our ATC clearance. We're all set with that. So we're almost ready to go here, folks. Again, it's a beautiful day today. I'm super excited. It's a really nice flight up the coast. We'll be flying through, passing a little bit of Santa Monica, Malibu, going up the coast, Oxnard, the Ventura County area, and then arriving in Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara, very beautiful town. It's expensive to live just because it's close to Los Angeles and it's right along the beach. If you've never been before. Alrighty, guys, let's see here. We're ready to go. Engines are looking good. Let's go ahead and turn off the Oops. Parking brake is off. Flight director is on again. That will allow us to use the waypoints in the FMS system. Oh, maybe. There she goes. You're all set. Now what you can also do is have the game assist you in locating your runway and where to go. I don't have it turned on, but you can go in settings and it will give you a guide on how to get to your runway. So I use that once in a while, especially if I'm at a large airport and you're giving all these vectors, turn at right, Alpha, Charlie. Well, if you don't have an airport map, then it can be a little bit complicating. So that's just also an option for you guys to use. Alrighty, here we go. Let's go ahead and make our way to 25 right. For those that haven't flown out of Los Angeles, when you take off, you fly over the coast. I've flown out of LA many times. I used to travel a lot for work, and so I've gone through a lot of airports, and I'll be sharing some of my insights of the airports that I've traveled, and hopefully you guys will share some of the fun, exciting insights that you have regarding your travels, either here in the U.S. or throughout the world. Okay. I believe we're supposed to keep it under 20 knots when you're taxiing, but alrighty, here we go. Again, I sound like a broken record, but this is just absolutely beautiful. And again, clear skies here in Los Angeles today. I'm using the live weather. That's the other thing that's really neat about this flight 2020 is that you can use the live weather. I was flying in the New Orleans area a couple days ago, and the storm, or the Hurricane Delta, was approaching, and I was flying from one airport to the other, and it was awesome. It was very stormy, and I felt like I was flying into a hurricane. It wasn't super windy. It was this is before the hurricane hit. I think we're about 30 knots. I think I had a crosswind of 30 knots. It was a little bit of a bumpy landing. Certainly wasn't a butter landing, let me tell you. Some days I have beautiful landings, and some days, oh boy, not so great, my friends. So alrighty, here we are. Gonna change the settings on that. It keeps not going to the view that I like, but it's okay. By the way, I haven't showed the cabin. I mean, this cabin looks great, doesn't it? I feel like I'm sitting in the cabin myself here. Let's take a quick look here before we depart. No one was behind us, so no one's going to be honking at us. Okay. Let's get ready for takeoff, folks. Takeoff lights. Oops. On. Flap set. Let's go ahead and notify tower that we are ready for takeoff.
Los Angeles ground AAL112 with Gulf ready to taxi IFR.
AAL1123 taxi to and hold short of runway 25 right using taxiway Charlie Charlie.
I'm doing this again. Again, as I mentioned before, it tells you all this, and it's like, I don't know where to go. And maybe, oh, here you go, guys. This is what I was talking to you about. It's behind us.
Taxiing hold short runway 25 right by a taxiway Charlie Charlie 1 Bravo Bravo 1 AAL112.
Okay, let's let the tower know that we are ready for takeoff.
Los Angeles Tower AAL1123 ready to go runway 25 right IFR to Santa Barbara.
AAL1123 cleared for takeoff runway 25 right.
Go ahead and
Clear for
acknowledge that.
takeoff runway 25 right AAL1123.
Again, Southern California. Beautiful weather today, folks. Alrighty, we're set. Cabin crew has been notified that we're ready for takeoff. Engine stabilized. Auto thrust set. Looking at 60 knots. 80 knots. 100. V1 rotate. Got positive climb, gear up.
AAL1123 contact Los Angeles Center on 132.85.
Just simply beautiful. Alrighty. Flaps up.
Going to 132.85 AAL112.
Now I'm going to set the autopilot. A1. We can kind of enjoy the view out here. Oops. Go to 1. Heading, speed, set. Good. Let's check out the view out here, folks. Look at this. I like how you can see the shadow of the plane down there. Just simply beautiful, folks.
Los Angeles Center AAL1123 is climbing through 4,500 feet for 6,000 feet.
AAL1123 Los Angeles Center continue to Santa as planned. Altimeter 29.92.
Alrighty folks, so I just like to do a kind of a quick scan of my instruments here. I'm just going to show you what I've done. So as I took off, because I wanted to enjoy the scenery, I went ahead and quickly turned on the autopilot. And you click the autopilot by clicking AP1. Our initial flight was, or altitude was 6,000 feet. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that's at 6,000. I'm going to click select altitude mode, and as you see now, it shows us on the display we're going to 6,000 feet. We have autopilot 1 on. We are set at auto thrust, so that means it is going to capture the altitude here, and I have it set at 250. Again, I click the bottom and it shows right there we're on auto thrust altitude. And then nav means that we are using the navigation system. It's following the waypoints.
AAL 112 tree climb and maintain 7,000 feet.
Roger that. 7,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 7,000 feet, AAL 112 tree.
Click down, and there we go. Now it's set at 7,000 feet. Now the reason why there's no heading here is because I clicked the engage manage heading mode up. So what does that mean? That means it is using the waypoints in the system, and so the plane is currently flying to our next waypoint. What does that mean? Here are our waypoints that we'll be flying to Santa Barbara. We're going to go up the coast. So it's automatically going to fly the waypoints. Okay, pretty good timing here. So right below us is Malibu, the famous Malibu. Right here is the city of Malibu, and all along the coast here are all those fancy, expensive homes. I think Johnny Carson lived like right there, I believe. He had a home right along the edge, very famous home. And so that is Malibu Beach. Right, if you looking back, folks, there is LAX right there. You go on the coast, you have Santa Monica. For those of you who used to watch maybe Three's Company, and they had the famous shot of the Santa Monica coast, that was right there. This is what they call PCH1. It's a really beautiful drive. You can literally drive all the way along the coast here. And it's a beautiful drive. A lot of great restaurants. You can stop by, eat, take pictures, relax on the beach. And so we continue our flight. Again, we're lucky. It's a nice clear day. I'm using the live weather system on board. And so as I was saying, so we reached our cruise altitude. Again, now we're using that navigation system on board to take us to our waypoints. And so that's why I clicked again up, and it's using the waypoint to follow. So right now the plane is going to it's at the end of waypoint. Now the other thing that's really cool here, so we're getting vectored by the control tower, but let's say you wanted to fly from destination A to B and you didn't want to use your control tower, but you still plugged in the waypoints, which is great. You might ask yourself, well, what altitude do I fly? How do I know what altitude I should be at when I start descending?
Contact Los Angeles Center on 135.5.
135.5 for AAL 112 tree.
So you click on CSTR, and what it does, it will give you the altitude that you should be at. Now, I believe in the real Airbus, I believe that the plane would fly the assigned altitude as well. I'm not sure if it does this or not. But in this case, if you're flying without any vectors from the control tower and you're wondering, well, what altitude should I be? check this out, folks. It tells you right along when you hit this waypoint, you should be at 4,000, and it'll help you descend. Now, I will be landing using the ILS to line us up, and then I'll probably take the plane over about 1,000 feet. So I will be showing you how to land this plane in ILS. It is really easy. It's really simple. It's fun. It does it for you. We have all the controls, so I'll be walking you through that. Beautiful. Oops. Just simply beautiful flight today. So again, if you like this video, please subscribe, hit the like button. I really want to create a community, especially when I'm flying live, when I'm doing live streaming. It'd be really fun to have a group of people we can chat, we can share, you know, fun airline, fun facts, the type of equipment you guys like. I'm a huge fan. I grew up flying the Boeing 727-200 when I made my trips down south. So I'm a big fan of the Boeing 727. That's my plane. We all have a plane. That's my plane. And again, the Discord channel will be up running soon, so we can kind of start sharing. I can share information on what kind of equipment I'm using, as far as the equipment I'm using for streaming. It's really easy. It's basic setup. And for you guys also to share your insights, any tips and tricks. I started, like many of you guys, I started using Flight Sim 5.0, if you guys remember Flight Simulator Windows 98, 95, 98, flying Flight Simulator 2000. I believe I started flying Flight Simulator 5.0 back in 93. I used to, when I was a kid, I used to build my own computers. I believe my first computer that I built or that I bought was my parents bought was a 386 20 megahertz. All my best friends thought like I was awesome because at the time I had the fastest machine. Think about it. And my parents paid $1,500 for a 386 20 megahertz. A lot of my friends had like a 15 megahertz, so I was like the cool kid on the block. So, alrighty, where we're at here. Okay, so we are approaching, and sometimes here you may want to, sometimes you can click approach here, just.
Santa Barbara approach AAL 112 7,000 feet.
AAL 112 Santa Barbara approach continue to denote as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
Okay, so I forgot to click the communication. It's okay. So our next waypoint right now, the plane is flying Dino. And again, it's because I selected to click up, which when you click up, you'll get a dot there, and that will indicate that it's using the waypoints that have been entered into the FMS system here. And I like to kind of scan my instrumentation just to make sure I'm on track. Again, my speed's set at 250. I'm on altitude cruise right now of 7,000 feet. Nav is on. AP1 is on. Now AP2, and it doesn't work on this particular 2020, but if you want to land using ILS and you want the plane to land on its own, then you would click AP2, and I believe both of them would turn on, and I believe on your display right here it would say AP1 plus AP2. That would mean that you would want the plane to land by itself.
You are 24 miles east. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 7 approach by a Golic transition. Cleared to Golic.
We'll acknowledge that. Now,
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 7 approach by a GOL at transition. Cleared to GOL at EAL112 tree.
So it's going to eventually tell us here. Tower's going to tell us to descend to lower altitude. So we'll wait for them to let us know. What do we have going on here now? Just to give you an idea, we got winds coming at 225, 3 knots. So it's a calm day. Galette is our next waypoint. We'll be there at, it's 20 nautical miles away, and we'll be there at 310. So we'll be there, let's see, in about 10 minutes or so. It's 3:05, so I'm sorry, can't tell time. In 5 minutes, we should be there. Let's look outside. Look at this, guys. Simply beautiful. So we're going along the coast here once again. And when you zoom in here, let's look at our, let's look at me flying the plane. You can even see the heads bubble back and forth inside. They're looking, as you can see, inside the cockpit. Oh, he's looking at us. Hello. He's wondering, who's that person out there? I mean, look at this, guys. Just see some ailerons here. They're not working too hard right now because it is a pretty smooth flight right now. Alrighty, so let's take a look at here. It hasn't told us to descend here, but it will shortly. We're still at, oops, we don't want that. You can change the distance here, so let's give a quick look now here. So this is going to be our departure or arrival, as I mentioned before. Again, if you weren't using vectors from the traffic control, it would tell you the speeds that you should be at here: 3,500, 27, 1,800. When we make this turn here, I will go ahead and click the ILS approach. I believe you normally have to be about 2,000, 2,500 for the ILS to lock in, and if we click here, ILS, this will turn on the ILS information. So as you can see right now, the ILS is set, runway 07, we're about 10 nautical miles out. And so right now it looks like it has the localizer, has connected with the localizer. Once we turn directly to the runway, then it's going to go ahead and capture the glide slope. And we'll have the plane automatically fly down to the glide slope, down ILS for about 1,000 feet, then I'll go ahead and take the plane over. So we're looking good here, ladies and gentlemen. Santa Barbara Airport is right there. So I should just go outside the, oops. There she is. So you have Santa Barbara Airport here. Over here you have the University of Santa Barbara. Ala Vista, as some of you may know, is right about here. The city of Santa Barbara we just passed over here on our right.
AAL112 tree, descend and maintain 4,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet, AAL112 tree.
Alrighty. Go ahead and descend to 4,000 feet. We're going to copy that. Click down. And there it is. Our new Set is at 4,000 feet, and the plane has started descending. Oops, click on that on accident. Let's go ahead and start slow down the plane here. Let's go down to 230. Now, as we descend, we can go ahead and put on the spoilers to slow us down. This will help descend. So the spoilers are on here. So if your plane is not descending, or you're descending too fast, so we got there pretty quick, so let's go ahead and put those up. And so here we are. Now you can use, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. You can set your vertical increaser if you want to increase or descend your vertical, but sometimes when I do it myself, maybe I'm doing it wrong, it doesn't work.
AL112 descend and maintain 3,500 feet.
And so sometimes it doesn't work. So if you put some spoilers, it will help you descend quicker. Okay, 3,000 feet, copy that. Let's go ahead and let the tower know that we are paying attention and listening. 3,500 feet.
3,500 feet AAL112 tree.
Okay. We are set now. Let's go ahead and drop down to 200 feet. Or I'm sorry, drop down the speed down to 200 knots. Now, if you look over here, if you're wondering, well, when is it safe to lower the flaps? So if you see these, I guess, two yellow lines like eyebrows, once you go below those two yellow marks, now you can lower your flaps down to 5. This indicates that now you're in the safe area of lowering your flaps. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, sometimes when you're moving all the controls, these will sometimes change, and so if you find that your screens are not bright enough, over here, go ahead and make the adjustments. Or if you're flying at night and it's not bright enough, those work there. These as well work on your lights here. Down here you can adjust, oops, your lights here as well for your instrumentation. Alrighty folks, we are approaching Santa Barbara Airport here. Santa Barbara is a pretty busy airport for the most part. Currently, I think they have American Airlines, United, Delta flying in and out of. Many years ago, you would see like 737s fly out of Santa Barbara Airport, but today you really see a lot of CRJs, Embraer 175 fly at a lot of smaller planes. But destinations, what I've seen, the Dallas, Denver, Phoenix, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle are some of the destinations. Alrighty, so we are 13 nautical miles out.
AAL112 tree descend and maintain 2,700 feet.
Okay, 2,700 feet. Copy.
Descend and maintain 2,700 feet AAL112 tree.
Let's go ahead and lower our speed to 180. Now it shows here we should be at 3,500 feet. We're doing good. So we are now doing our final. Alrighty, folks, let's get ready for landing. Notify cabin. Spoilers are set. Their arm flaps configuration set. Auto brake. Seems like a nice day today, so we're going to go ahead and just do low for auto brake today. Our landing lights are. Whoops. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and click approach mode.
ADL 1123 or 11 miles west of Santa Barbara. Contact Santa Barbara Tower on 119.7 when inbound.
Alrighty, so we're set. A little hazy out there, as you can see. So what do we have going on here? We have speed set to 150. We are on the glide slope. It's been locked, so we have our glide slope and localizer.
ADL 1123, did you hear my last transmission?
Oh, yes I did. Sorry about that.
Tower on 119.7 AAL 1123.
Alright, let's go ahead and put the gear down.
Santa Barbara Tower AAL 1123 9 miles west inbound ILS runway 7 approach.
AAL 1123, Santa Barbara Tower. Cleared ILS, runway 7 approach.
Alrighty, landing gear. Let's do our landing checklist. Landing gear down, auto brake set, spoilers arm, flaps are set. Cabin crew has been notified. Landing lights on. I think we got our checklist complete. Let's bring this down to 127. We're on the glide slope, as you can see here. We are lined up vertically. And you can see a runway a little hazy today. It's okay.
AAL 1123, cleared to land runway 7. 120 at 5.
Alright. Copy that.
Cleared to land runway 7 AAL 1123.
Coming in. Okay, looks all set. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and take off autopilot. My plane. We got 3-knot winds, so we're doing good. Thousand feet, we're stable. A little bit to the right. Looking at my speed, looking at the glide slope, I'm looking good. Alrighty, looking good. Stable.
300. 200.
So I'm gonna start flaring about at 30.
100.
And then I'll pull back at the engines.
40. 30. 20.
I'll flare a little bit here.
5.
Alrighty, reverse. Knots. Alrighty, folks. Welcome to Santa Barbara Municipal Airport. I don't know if that was a butter landing, but...
AAL 1123 exit, runway with naval.
Okay, great. Oops, a little down here. So not too bad, not too bad. I will take it. It's not a bad landing at all, as far as weather-wise. No major wind, so it was up to me for the smooth landing. There was really nothing else that was interfering with the airplane.
AAL 1123, turn next taxiway. AAL 1123, contact ground on ONE 21.7.
Santa Barbara Tower, AAL 1123, say again.
AAL 1123, contact ground on ONE 21.7.
Going to ONE 21.7, AAL 1123.
Alrighty. Let's go ahead and clean it up here. Flats up. Landing lights off. Oops, doesn't want to do it here. It doesn't like me today. Already go. Lights are off.
Santa Barbara Airport Information Uniform 2200.
Okay, let's go to our taxi. Whoop, buddy, get out of the way. I have the right of way. So like I told you before, I have it set where the airport or the flight sim guides me to my parking spot. So I really like this feature if you're wanting to park in the proper spot. I don't know why there's a lot of traffic here. Come on, guys. Maybe a bus driver in training. It's okay. So I think maybe it's asking us to taxi for this parking spot? Already? We're set. Parking brake on. Turn engines off. APU's on. I kept the APU, and as I mentioned before about departure, it was causing some problems with turning the engines off automatically, so I kept the APU off. Normally I would turn the APU on once we've landed, but it's been on the whole entire time, so we're good. Let's go ahead and continue to clean this up here. Let's turn off our instrumentation. Landing lights off, flaps up. APUs again is turned on. Well, there you have it, folks. Again, welcome and thank you for watching this flight. Again, if you enjoyed this, please subscribe, like this video, share it with friends and family. I'm really excited about this journey. I really want to build a large community. Please follow the channel. Again, I will be streaming live as well, so you can enjoy with me live as we fly to different destinations, and we can chat a little bit along the way and talk airplane stuff. So looking forward to that. Again, thank you guys, and have a great day.